Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I always wanted to say it. We are very excited to produce live theater. If I counted correctly this afternoon, 28 weeks since we've done live theater at Chaparral, so we were very excited to be able to present something that the cast has been working on for weeks now. We do ask that you stay with your masks and try to keep socially distanced as much as possible, and obviously you're at your own comfort level, so please allow others to feel comfortable as well. We will have a short intermission, just a little time to stand up and stretch. Very proud of the work that these kids have been working on. Oh, you probably heard most of the lines, but maybe we changed them. Or maybe they'll change them. Who knows, right? Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Death of a Doornail.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's murder mystery. I will be your host, and, well, not actually your host per se. I'm not going to be serving you finger sandwiches and refills on your coffee, or helping you find your car keys once you've inevitably dropped them in the grass. No. I will be hosting tonight's mystery production. And this is indeed a production. Not like one of those goofy party games that are all the rage right now, like Pin the Tail on the Perpetrator and OJ Jenga. That's one of my favorites. Tonight we throw away the non-traditional angst and bring back the classical style. We are going to kick it old school. The good old drawing room murders of Nancy Grace, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and Agatha Christie. Just cannot forget her. You know, the great nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat, plot-twisting story.
Hang on a minute! I thought this was freeform karaoke night. What's all this jazz about a mystery?
Pardon me?
Yeah, I donated $20 like the rest of these. You guys all donated $20 at least, right?
Yep.
No? I paid for karaoke and I thought I was going to get to sing Mac the Knife.
No, so we're not actually doing karaoke here tonight. Oh, maybe you want J&J karaoke. It's in Littleton. I don't know if it's open right now, but I can give you directions nonetheless.
I told you this was the wrong place, Stanley! I told you to stop and ask for directions! But would you listen? No! I know where I'm going, Bernice! This is the place, Bernice! Well, guess what, Stanley? This ain't the place!
Well, what place is this? What are you people doing?
A murder mystery, sir.
Mystery?
She already explained that, Stanley! Weren't you listening? She explained the whole thing already!
I thought she was getting finger sandwiches and coffee.
No, Stanley! She's the host of the murder mysteries!
Mystery host? Oh no, is this one of those goofy things where I wear a stupid name tag?
No, Stanley! It ain't like that. They're doing it differently this year. They're doing, Julie Christie this year.
You mean I can't sing?
I don't think so, Stanley. Not unless it's a musical. Is it a musical?
That is next week's show! Get out! It's not a musical, ma'am.
It ain't a musical, Stanley.
No singing?
No singing, Stanley. No music, just mystery.
Well, I might say I watched part of it, but if I see it before I leave it, if I donate $20, I'm going to watch the show.
All right, Stanley, that's fine. Sit down. Go ahead with your speech, man. We'll stay a while.
Okay. Thank you. Where was I?
Something about biting the edge of your seat.
Oh, yes! Traditional value murder mystery. Yes, the classic English drawing room in the home of Albert Doornail, the rich, eccentric tycoon. In this home, we will find Mortimer, the traditional English butler, Edward, the loyal and intellectual nephew on holiday from boarding school, Priscilla, Albert's lovely and, if somewhat shallow daughter, Abigail Doornail, the bitter ex-wife of Albert, Candace Van Bay, the young and attractive new girlfriend of Albert, the long-ago childhood friend and current business partner of Albert. And of course, Mrs. Morganford, the housekeeper. The classic characters in a classic mystery. What will happen? Who will die? What evil deeds will occur? What twist
All right, already. Just start the stupid thing so we can find out.
Okay, good idea. Thank you. Right, everyone. Here we go. Act 1 of Death of the Doornail. It is early one evening, one rainy day in March, and...
Uncle Albert! Uncle Albert!
Edward!
Uncle Albert!
Edward!
Uncle Albert!
Edward!
What?
Why are you yelling in here?
I was looking for Uncle Albert.
I can hear that. Half of the town can hear that.
Well, if you could hear that, dear Priscilla, then why did you inquire?
I asked why you were yelling.
I was merely raising my voice in order to elicit a response from Uncle Albert. I can't locate him, and it's time for him to eat.
Well, I think he should feed himself if he's hungry.
Wait, no, Priscilla.
Besides, he's probably getting ready for tonight anyway. Most of the family's going to be here for his so-called announcement.
Wait, Priscilla, when I was
You
talking...
know what his announcement is, don't you?
No, I was unaware of any forthcoming announcement.
Well, there has to be. Daddy doesn't invite everyone here unless he's going to announce something. He's even invited Mother here tonight. The two haven't spoken to each other in years.
So you deduced all of this based off of the invitation?
Why don't you speak English, Edward? You know I don't speak Latin.
It wasn't Latin, dear Priscilla. It was English.
How are you with Italian?
Mensa, why do you ask? Mensa.
That's smarmy. Mr. Carbone's supposed to be here tonight as well. You know, Daddy's old friend who looks like he walked straight out of a gangster movie.
Might be, cousin. Why are all these people gathering?
Why? Why? Oh, I will tell you why.
Very well, tell me why.
I'm not really sure. I mean, Daddy's always having these lavish parties and great get-togethers, but this one just... it feels different.
How different does it feel?
Oh, I don't know. Like something in the air, like cheap perfume.
Pardon me?
Oh, you know what I mean. Nothing's been the same since Mother and Father had their demise and Daddy started gallivanting around with that.
What?
What?
What, that?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? You said when Father started gallivanting around with that.
That woman! Candy or Bambi or Bimbo or whatever her name is.
Oh. You mean the source of the cheap perfume?
Yes, what a horrible excuse for
what?
What?
Once again, you did not finish your sentence.
I did too. I always finish my sentences. I carry them through to the
And?
What?
Never mind.
Anybody home? No, there she is now. I swear if Daddy announces his engagement to her tonight, I will absolutely die.
Breathe. Okay, now hold on. Candace Bambay is a pleasant one, perhaps culturally challenged. Pleasant.
You only say that because she'll be your step-aunt. She'll be my stepmother.
She's not gonna let you go to the ball, will she? She's gonna make you stay home and scrub the floors. Oh, dearie me. Oh.
Albert, where are you? Quick, Edward, go head her off.
Cut her. I'm not cutting her head off.
No, head her off. Get rid of her. I can't bear to deal with her right now. Her personality just gives me this indigestion, and I'm all out of tongues. Just go and
I'll tell her about your delicate digestive condition. I'll tell her about how much you're looking forward to attending the ball. You've picked out your new glass slippers and.
Never mind. I'll have Mortimer do it. Mortimer! Albert! Mortimer!
Uncle Albert!
Albert! Mortimer!
Uncle Albert!
Priscilla! Edward!
Uncle... Yes?
Why are you calling for Albert? I don't want that woman.
Miss Candy Bambi is here, ma'am.
Hi.
Actually, Jesus, it's Candace Bambi. Hi, Candace. How are you? Oh my God, this is a cool room. I've never been in this room before, have I? No, I don't think so. It's this room.
It's the drawing room, ma'am.
Oh my god, what kind of things do you draw in here?
Conclusions.
No, really, what kind of things do you draw? I never realized you guys are so artsy fartsy. You know, I can doodle little bunnies and little birdies.
No, I'm sorry. That's my common misconception. The term drawing room comes from the term to draw or to gather. People are drawn into the room.
They're drawn.
They gather into
Oh,
the room.
we draw all sorts of things in here. Why don't I get you a smack and some finger paint?
Oh no, honey, I cannot even draw a straight line.
And how about some macaroni and glue you can decorate a paper plate?
If I could continue, Priscilla? Thank you. The term to draw comes from the term to allure, to attract. People are drawn into the room which draws individuals more so than...
Thank you, Mr. Roche. We get the idea.
Hey, yo, Al! Anybody here?
What on earth was that?
I'm not sure if it's of this earth.
Well, perhaps it's Mr. Carbone.
Who's Mr. Carbone?
Daddy's new business partner. Your daddy's...
But he's supposed to go into business with me.
Pardon me, ma'am, but a Mr. Carbone is here.
Have him wait in the dental while there arrives.
Well, it just so happens, ma'am, that I'm having a great difficulty in locating Sir's whereabouts.
Yeah, speaking of which, where is your daddy anyway?
I will go and find him. Come on, Mortimer.
No, Edward, don't.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. Were you talking to me?
No, I was just trying to tell Edward, don't go looking for him there, because he's probably outside in the garden. I'll look for him.
Oh, that's awful nice of you, Penelope.
Priscilla!
You know, your daddy and I have a very special attachment towards each other. I hope you know I extend my attachment to everyone. The whole feeling. I'm really looking forward to meeting everyone.
And I'm sure everyone's looking forward to meeting you too. And your attachments.
Oh, swell. You know, I'm even looking forward to meeting your dear mama. I know some people might feel kind of crunchy about meeting next, but she and your daddy let a lot of water go through the old bridge. I imagine there'll be no hard feelings, don't you?
Oh, I imagine a lot of things. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things that...
What, dear?
That's all.
Uncle Albert!
Oh, see, he's not here either, sir. I don't know where he is.
Oh, don't worry about it, Morganford. Al's always going on the limb. He'll pop up eventually. Forget about it. Hey. Where's the dame?
That would be Miss Bambi, Mr. Doornail's lady friend.
That's the girl he's been seeing? The one he met in Tijuana?
Yes. Striking, isn't she?
She's just a pup.
Not too much of a pup, a little older than she appears. More of a mature dog. A mature female dog.
Yeah, Al's been telling me about this broad. He says she makes him happier than he's ever been. He says being with her is like spending a day at Disneyland.
Yes, she certainly possesses a Disney quality, all right.
Well, introduce us, Morganford.
How's that, Mr. Carbone?
You must, Morganford. Hey.
Salmon Carbone, Kitty Bambi, Salmon Carbone.
It's actually Candace Bambi.
Nice to meet you there, Candy. You can call me Sal.
Oh, you must be the Sal that my Al's been talking to.
Yeah, Al and I go way back. Way back to the neighborhood in Perth Avenue.
You and all grew up together.
Well, yeah. Until high school. Then Al's father made a killing in the stock market, and bada bing, bada boom, they moved away. We didn't keep in touch much, especially after he got married the first time. The old lady never did take a liking to me. I didn't have enough dough, not enough cooch. There wasn't enough oil in my pulley.
So what do you do, Sal?
Oh, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I was in the olive game oil business for a while.
Olive oil. Oh, like Popeye's girlfriend.
No, like olive oil. You cook with it?
Do you cook?
Do I cook? Forget about it. I love to cook. I love to eat. In fact, that's why I'm here tonight. Al and I are going to start up a brand of fast food pasta joints. Going to pop them up all over the place. We're going to call it Manja Manjas. That or Al's and Sal's. We ain't quite worked out the details yet.
You know, that's funny, because I worked out a deal with me too.
Is that right?
Yeah. We are going to open a string of beauty parlors. We're going to call it From Hair to Eternity.
Really?
And he's going to fly me out to France so I can learn all the junk the French do. I mean, I already know how to French braid, so...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And, just how much dough you think Al's invested in you?
Oh, I don't know. How much is he investing in you?
It's not an investment, babe. It's a partnership, just like it's always been. Like the Italian ice stands on Coney Island. 10 years old, we were bringing down $500 grand a month.
Yeah, well, mine's a partnership too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Al makes a lot of deals that he can't hold up. Capiche?
Yeah. And I'm sure he can't keep all of them, capiche.
Pardon me, Mr. Carbone. There was a phone call for you. A gentleman referring to himself as Fat Tony Fusco wishes to speak with you.
Thanks there, Mortimer. I'll catch up with you later.
It's not candy. It's never...
Do you wish a refreshment while you wait, ma'am? Perhaps a soft beverage of some sort?
No, but you know, this room is really giving me an itch to draw. So maybe some diamond pencils?
Very good, ma'am.
Uncle Albert!
I wonder if anyone checks the garden. What do we sell?
Oh, what a dreadful evening!
Weather not suitable for man nor beast, ma'am.
The old drawing room, just as I remember it.
It's good to have you back, Mrs. Doornail.
Thank you, Millie. It's good to be back. And please, call me Abigail. After all, you're no longer my employee. Unfortunately. Well, I don't see too many changes. I was certain Albert would redecorate the entire estate in some ghastly way.
Well, it's all just as Madame left it all those years ago.
That vase! It's new! What a horrible looking thing! It doesn't go with anything in here! Where on earth did he get that?
Actually, I believe you got that, Abigail.
Never!
Yes, at the Onasis estate sale in 74.
Yes, 14th century Ming Dynasty, if I recall.
Well, perhaps if it were dusted, more often it wouldn't look so drab. So tell me, who's here?
Well, let's see, Mr. Carbone.
Oh, Carbone. That low-life rabble.
And, of course, Edward, your nephew.
Edward! Dear, brilliant Edward!
Well, actually, Edward is staying with us for a duration.
Duration?
Yes, until his parents returned from abroad.
Well, where have they gone?
I believe it is the Peace Corps, ma'am.
Yes, well, Albert's sister was always a bit of a bohemian. Very well, who else? Any more of the family?
Well, from what I gather, ma'am, most of the invited family cannot attend this evening, so tonight's assemblage should be rather small.
Surely there are more than Edward and Carbone.
Well,
Yes, there is another guest who has arrived.
Yes? Who is it?
it's, well, a friend of Mr. Doornail's.
Donald Trump?
No,
Stephen Forbes? Senator Gardner?
Not as such, ma'am.
it's
Well,
Mr. Doornail's somewhat significant friend, or rather.
Candy Bombay, I believe is the name.
Oh. Well, I suddenly feel faint. I want to go look at the bathrooms.
Oh, those are still there, madame.
No, the colors. I had everything coordinated right down to the decorative soap. I must see.
She's so a bundle of joy.
May I just say that the ex-Mrs. Doornail was always a pleasure to serve.
Got the corn muddy, it's me you're talking to.
Right. Well, then may I just say that the ex-Mrs. Doornail was always a pain in my posterior.
So, Spirit? Wait till old Lady Doornail gets a little vampy. Say, where is she anyway?
She was looking for Mr. Doornail, but now she's in the dining room engaged with some crayons and a large manila tablet.
sign of the old man, huh?
No sign.
I wonder where he is. I saw him this morning at breakfast. He was going out the shower. So that's the scene of him.
Well, I think you should be arriving shortly since most of the invited guests have arrived.
The idea is why I invited this small correct.
I haven't the slightest, and there are all sorts of theories are flying. For one, Priscilla believes that Mr. Doornail is going to be announcing his engagement to Bambi. I've also heard Carbone thinks it's some new business venture. I've even heard one where Mr. Doornail's making changes to his will.
Changes. In the will?
I'm sure we have nothing to fear change-wise. He'll remember us quite fondly. He'll give us props, Millie.
Anyway, we'll find out right morning.
True.
Well, I better get dinner started.
I better go track down Doornail and tell him all the homies are here.
Hey, yo, Morgan boy!
Yoo-hoo! Morning! Now what have I got to scrap?
Hey, I saw some chickens in there on the table. Are you gonna be cooking those?
Those are game hens, sir.
Oh, there you are, Morty.
Well, let me help you out there. My cousin, he's got a recipe for spadini spadera marinara. Well, let me help you. It's much better than any chickens.
I broke my burnt sienna. Do you have another one?
I shall search, man.
I'd love to have you help me, but it's against union rules, sorry.
I forgot about it. My Uncle Cheech is out of the union.
I must search the grounds for Mr. Doornail. But if I come across the Crayola of your desired tint, I shall bring it to you straight away.
Okay.
So, beauty powers, huh?
Yep. Restaurants, huh?
Yeah. Pretty nice joint house guy.
Yeah. But you know what this room reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of one of those old movies where everyone talks in like a funny accent. Locked down from anything to something. And, you know, it's rainy and it's foggy and then someone gets killed and then they bring everyone into a room like this to interrogate them.
When I grew up, they didn't have no room for questioning. They just drug you down to the 10th precinct to do the questioning. No big room like this. Forget about it.
Well, those movies always happen in a room like this. And it always starts with someone that's screaming.
Yeah, I can almost hear it.
Yeah, but you only hear it. And then someone runs in saying, so-and-so's been murdered!
Albert's been murdered!
Yeah, exactly like that.
You know, I think I saw that movie.
Uncle Albert, he's dead! He's dead! Oh, the humanity!
What?
Blood! Blood! Murder!
What? Who? Where?
The master bath! Blood! Murdered!
Oh,
Yes!
You're saying is it so?
Oh, it is so, dear! Oh, I must go and see. No, dear, don't! It's a dreadful sight! Blood all over the sink! It's not porcelain, you know! It's genuine china! It'll never come out! Oh. Uncle Albert is dead! He's dead!
I was screaming. It's just concerned
I have your attention, please.
Who are you?
I am Inspector Bukowski from the yard.
Scotland Yard?
No, the front yard. I was outside just now and I heard a scream.
What are you doing outside the yard?
Well, I was just passing through, but I thought I spotted a jart set up on your grounds. Jarts are illegal, as you should know. But much to my dismay, it was merely some small crop circles. So I proceeded back to my vehicle, whereupon I heard a scream. And if I am not mistaken, it was you, ma'am!
Me? How did you know?
Your breath rate indicates you've had a prolonged exhale recently. Plus, I believe that to be blood on your fingers. It is elementary that anyone with blood on their fingers has screamed within the last few minutes. Either that or committed a murder.
Murder? Why, I never!
Mrs. Doornail had discovered the body and the blood, we're not certain that she's the cause.
Aha! So there has been a murder. I can tell.
How could you tell? Miss Morgan, for detective reason, is quite a strong aptitude in the investigative field, but I am curious on your premise and conclusion of murder.
Well, look around you. This is a large English-style estate. It's a dark, rainy evening. There's cars out in the driveway, out-of-town plates, obviously a gathering of odd characters of some sort or another. And then, of course, the piercing scream in the distance. And I find everyone conveniently gathered in the drawing room. It's perfect. I demand you arrest someone at once! Very well. Who shall I arrest? Well, the murderer, of course. Right. And the murderer would be... Well, you're the inspector. You tell me. I see. Well, having virtually nothing to go on, I haven't seen a body, I haven't questioned anyone, I haven't established motive, cause, or means. Well, I'm afraid I would be making a false arrest. The only thing I have to go on at the moment is the blood on your fingers, ma'am. Shall I arrest you? Why heavens, no! May I ask your name, ma'am? I never! You've never been asked your name before? Well, of course I have. It's Abigail Doornail, former wife of Albert Doornail, whose blood courses the bathroom upstairs. Oh, poor Albert!
Who's innocent, Inspector, I assure you.
I see, and you must be the daughter.
How did you know?
Because you called her mother. I want those shady characters arrested at once. That horrendous hoodlum.
Yes, and that.
Inspector, ignore my cousin. She experiences a mental paralysis whenever she has to refer to an event or a person which her mind cannot accept. I believe she intends to refer to Candace Bombay, Uncle Albert's mistress.
Oh! And where might this Candace Bombay be?
Well, Miss Bambi and Mr. Carbone have gone upstairs to see after the late Mr. Doornail.
I see. At what time did they leave?
Sometime after Mother came down.
So they went up after you came down, after he was killed?
But they might have been up there before.
Before?
Before Mother went up. And then came down and she went back up.
And then, so she went back up after they came down?
No. I mean, yes. I mean, no. I mean, she went up and then she came down and they went back up. But they might have been up there before, so when they came down, she went back.
Please! Please! Stop all this ado about nothing and apprehend the heathens!
That was a bust.
There he is, officer! Arrest him!
Oh, Abigail. Good to see you too.
Where's your accomplice, huh?
What are you people talking about?
Arrest him for the murder of my ex-husband!
Yeah, thanks, but no thanks.
I asked you where Bambi is.
I heard you, Toots, but what you should be asking is where Al is. There might be some blood up there, but there ain't no body.
Mr. Carbone, Inspector Bukowski, tell me exactly what happened from the beginning.
Beginning?
Am I to understand you found no body in the bathroom?
Nobody. No one.
Tell me everything.
The broad comes in here screaming about someone's been murdered. So Candy and I goes upstairs to check it out. There's a little bit of blood, but not a body.
I insist it was him! He wanted Albert's money and Albert wouldn't give it to him, so he killed him!
Yeah. I'm not the one with the blood on my hands.
What are you insinuating?
I'm insinuating that maybe you was a little miffed because Al dumped you.
I beg your pardon! I wasn't dumped! It was a mutual, amicable dissolution.
Well, then you must be pretty disillusioned, because I heard he was dumping you for economic reasons.
Oh, please! And what on earth would economics have to do with it?
I heard you was draining him dry. Spend his money faster than he could spend it. Blowing it on hoity-toity crap like this lousy church.
I beg your pardon! He loved this house!
He might have told you that, but I know for a fact that he hated all this ritzy crap. The summer house in the Hamptons, the villa in Monte Carlo, forget about it. If Al ends up dead, there's only one person I'm putting my money on.
Mother loved father. She would never.
No, kid. Your mother loved your father's money. At the rate she was spending, you would have had so much debt that Arthur Anderson.
To assume you don't have debts, Mr. Carbone? one is for the horses and the crap table. Are we to believe you just looked up your dear old childhood friend to share in the fond memories? Or was it to share in his wealth? You're probably so deep in debt right now that all sorts of seedy characters are looking for you now.
Hey, look, everyone, Candy's here.
It was her! She wanted Daddy's money and would do anything to get it! Daddy was changing his will. That's why he invited everyone here tonight. He was taking Mother out and putting her in!
Are you sure about this?
Well, no. But I did see Daddy in the study last week. He was looking over his will, too. Why else would everyone be here?
Which does lead me to ask, who exactly was invited here tonight?
Well, everybody.
No, I didn't get an invite.
Yeah, I technically didn't get an invitation.
Then why are you here?
Well, your dad said I could come over whenever I wanted, so.
Al called me up. Said we should talk business.
Yeah, he called me and said that too.
Well then, technically one could say you were invited here this evening.
Yeah, technically you could.
I mean, if you want to.
Well, I for one received a formal invitation. It said my presence was required on this very evening. I see. Do you have any idea why he invited you? Oh, well, I thought that perhaps Albert wanted to. I thought that perhaps
That
Albert
he wanted to
was.
patch things up with you, as it were, and make you a part of his life again.
No, I never thought anything of the sort.
I see. And you just happened to wear your wedding ring as a memento, then?
No, I just put it on sometimes. I forget. And either way, it is a rather expensive piece of jewelry. I wouldn't feel safe leaving it lying around.
I see. So only the former Mrs. Doornail was formally invited here this evening. The rest of you are here for other reasons.
Like murder.
I'm sorry, but I could ask. How can there be a murder when nobody found a body?
I would assume that someone like you would know about disposing of bodies.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I'm addressing you.
Well, just what are you addressing about?
I'm addressing the fact that your type
My
of people
type.
don't often leave bodies lying around. They throw them into the river with concrete shoes, don't they?
So what? You think that I killed Al? You think that I slept in, killed Al, mixed up some cement, threw him in it, threw him in the back of my car, drove to the river, threw him in, bada bing, bada boom?
Yes! Bada bing and bada boom!
Do you know how long that would take? You know how long it takes cement to dry? Besides, the nearest river is at least 30 miles from here. There's much easier ways to get rid of a body.
Oh, well then what did you do with him?
Nothing, lady. I'm telling you, there ain't been no murder. Al's not dead.
Someone get me a brandy!
I'll get it.
Of course there's been a murder. Where else would Daddy be? Surely he would be here by now. No one's seen him all day. Something must have happened.
Which leads me to ask, who was the last person to see Mr. Doornail?
Well, I believe that would be Mrs. Morganfoot, ma'am.
How did he seem?
The usual. Not too happy, not too sad. He just ate his formative egg, a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, and read the Wall Street Journal.
And this was at what time?
Around 9.
And no one else saw him at any other time.
His daddy wasn't a very social person. He spent most of the time alone in the study or at the office, but lately I've been spending a lot of time with
me.
And now he's dead. Shouldn't we be doing something, Inspector? Shouldn't you be looking for clues? Clues that
will lead to a killer? Why, yes, I should say I shall. I have already begun the process of acquiring clues, but I will require the assistance of Mrs. Morganford and Mr. Mortimer, and I shall request that no one leave the premises. Priscilla, I will put you in charge of keeping everyone here.
So, like, do you think maybe, like, something happened to Al?
Like what?
Like he was taken.
That is a possibility my thoughts have considered, but I'm sure there would have been a demand by now.
Oh, maybe he's here somewhere. We should look for it.
Have you been in a garden recently?
Yeah, I have. Why?
Your shoe. There appears to be some vegetation of the garden variety.
Yes, it appears to be winter crocus.
And just what were you doing outside in the garden?
Well, I was looking for Al. Someone told me he was out there.
She was probably burying him in the garden.
Hey, hold on. You're the one that told me he was in the garden.
Ha! Why would I kill my own father?
Ha! Who said anything about murder? I see them cops do those in those old shows, and I always wondered.
Well, I only said that to get away from you. I didn't know where he was.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. You always seem to know where your daddy is, and that's how you keep him from me. Whenever I come over, you always send me to the old creepy rooms like the study or the library. And I am waiting in those rooms for hours, and then Al thinks I stood him up and he leaves.
What are you saying?
I'm saying, I don't think you like me very much, Penelope.
Priscilla!
I don't think she likes me either. And I think you would do anything to keep me away from your dad.
Hush! Your horrid face! You vile woman! My dear daughter would never harm a fly, let alone her own father. It is you and that heathen huckster which possess the motive for murder.
Oh, yeah? Well,
Excuse me. I have a casserole in the oven. I need to get back to the kitchen.
Yeah, I gotta go too. This was supposed to be a dinner event, and my tummy's pretty rumbling right now.
Very well. I should ask that everyone retire to the dining room for the duration, and then reconvene here in the drawing room. I have some inclinations about the events this evening that might prove fruitful, but I must investigate further.
Oh yeah, well you do your fruitful business there, pal. I'm starving.
I can't believe that we're all just that.
hey, I keep my eye on the butler guy. It always turns out to be them anyway.
Ma'am wishes to see the upstairs portion of the estate.
Yes, thank you.
This way.
Where is that dreadful boy with my brandy? Oh!
I didn't know how much you wanted, so I just got the whole bottle. Aunt Abigail? Aunt Abigail! Can't find anyone in this house. Aunt Abigail!
I think with that woman.
Which woman, Stanley?
What's her name? Go.
There's a lot of women in the show, Stanley. I don't know which one you're talking about.
All right. That concludes Act 1 of Death of a Doornail. We will now have a brief intermission, so take a moment to stand up, stretch, but make sure that you're still socially distant. The show will resume very shortly.
Yeah, pull it in.
Stanley!
Really boring YouTube video to watch. Okay. Right in front of the camera.